Good day, friends, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, earlier today, I've made a post on Facebook about various career opportunities within the South African National Defence Force for lawyers, law students, or unemployed, even those that are unemployed law graduates sitting at home. And this is why I thought that it would be important to share such information so that those that do not have jobs can maybe, when there is an opportunity, to be in a position to apply for posts. Now, information we know is power, isn't it? However, after I posted the post, or after I put the post on Facebook, I was then inundated with a lot of requests, a lot of questions from many individuals, which I would not really genuinely be able to respond within a reasonable time, and that would definitely not be a good thing for me. So I then decided just to make a single video that covers all the issues that you guys have raised or questions that you have raised, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. And if I don't know really, I don't know, or I'll refer you to somebody that essentially knows. But before I go into the career paths and the requirements and so forth, I find that it's important for me to at least introduce to you, in terms of our constitution, what the mandate of the South African National Defence Force is, and then introduce to you the mandate of legal services in supporting the South African National Defence Force mandate. Now, if you look at our constitution, it says that the primary object of the South African National Defence Force is to defend and protect the Republic, its territorial integrity, and its people, in accordance with the Constitution and the principles of international law regulating the use of force. That is the primary object of the South African National Defence Force. Then, secondly, we learn then that this defense force must be structured and managed as a disciplined force. Now, in order to do these two, to support the mandate, but also to ensure discipline within the South African National Defence Force, South African National Defence Force has what we call Defence Legal Services Division. Now, within Defence Legal Services, we have a whole within the South African National Defence Force, we've got a whole military justice system, and it has its own court structures, and they are there to ensure discipline or to enforce discipline. But then also, in order to ensure that whatever work operations that the South African National Defence Force is executing is done in accordance with the Constitution and the law, then we have various posts of within legal services and people that advise military commanders in how they should go about doing certain things so as to ensure that we comply with the law, isn't it? Now, what is then the mandate of the Defense Legal Services Division? One, it is to render legal services and legal support to the Ministry of Defense and military veterans, as well as the Department of Defense at all levels. That is our mandate. Now, let's look at the various functions that we have to perform then as legal services in order to achieve this mandate. And there's really a number of functions that we perform. One, we provide specific legal advice to services. When I talk about services, I mean the Army, South African Army, South African Navy, South African Air Force, as well as the South African military health services. Then also we provide defense counsels to military members facing prosecution, isn't it? Then also we provide an effective military prosecution services. We provide for military judges that sit as presiding officers. They are the ones that are there in the courts that make decisions. Then we also have different courts, like for example, the Court of Military Judge, the Court of Senior Military Judge, and then the Court of Military Appeals. And all these courts require personnel that will be able to sit as judges. But also we provide then the provision of legal advice to the planners and commanders of the various services, and especially to deployed forces during all stages of deployment up until we demobilize after the operation. Then we also make provision for military judicial review to ensure that the trial proceedings, the findings and sentences and or orders are either valid, regular, fair, and appropriate, and so forth. Also, then we have military law practitioners that are providing training to the South African National Defence Force members, and this is very important, and that is done by the School of Military Justice, and then also importantly is the provisioning of, for example, we've got lecturers at the military academy teaching law subjects at the University of Stellenbosch. So those are some of the functions that we perform. Now, one of the questions that was asked a lot of times is, then how do I go about joining the Defense Legal Services Division? Because I want to be a military law practitioner. I've got passion for this. I've been going to the base, trying to get information. Maybe you didn't succeed. I've been trying to call and you were not succeeding. Whatever it is, first you must join the South African National Defence Force, and that's the important thing. You must first join the South African National Defence Force through Military Skills Development System, MSDS system. That is the first thing that you must do, isn't it? Now, the question is also, what is the age requirement? This was asked by a lot of people. Thabo, I see you. Thabo Mangale, studied with him at the University of the Free State. He's asking, what is the age requirement? One, you must be between 22 and 26 years of age, and you must be in possession of your LLB degree. So we do not take any other degree other than an LLB degree as a minimum. And then when can one apply? Normally, between January and May somewhere, application forms are sent out to everybody, and then one can then apply depending to join a particular service. Because you see, Legal Services Division is a joint environment. So we've got within Legal Services Division people advising the Navy, and they will wear Navy uniform, SAMS, or South African Military Health Services, wearing the SAMS uniform, the Air Force wearing Air Force uniform, and then the Army wearing the Army uniform. Now, where will the training be done? The training will be done at various institutions across the country for various services. So that is where you will then do your training. And then does anybody have to pay? Do I have to pay? Because this is a very important question. Do I have to pay to be trained as a soldier? Definitely not. You do not pay. You don't pay me. You don't pay anybody. The Defense Force will then train you for free, and you will be earning a salary while you are undergoing your training. So don't, when anybody asks you for money, do not give it. You must know that they are just a bunch of scammers. So what are the requirements? There are minimum entry requirements for one to then join the Legal Services Division. The first and foremost, one thing that's important is that you must have an LLB degree. You must have an LLB degree. You must not have a criminal record. You must not have a criminal record. You must not be area bound. Say, no, I only want to work in Gauteng, or I only want to work wherever. In the South African National Defence Force, when you join us, you will see the world, whether you like it, whether you don't. the whole country, the whole world. You will serve where you are required to serve. And if you are not willing to make those sacrifices, then find another place to work. Then one of the things that will be required is a clean SAPS clearance certificate. And then medical and physical fitness is one of the requirements that is necessary for one to join. And obviously, the important thing is that we need you so that you can go and do operations. So we need you to be able to deploy. But also, we require people that are, you are a lawyer, so you're doing legal advice, you're doing a lot of research. We require people that are computer literate. We require people that are computer literate. Now, this is a very important issue, is that we also require certain skills that are specialized fields. And these are people that, in my view, personal view, would be given a higher preference. People, for example, that specialize in cyber law, people that specialize in maritime law, and these scarce skills, or specialized areas of law. Those are people that will then be given special attention. So if you have those, your chances of getting accepted to be part of us is very, very high. But also, you must understand that it does not end with just the recruitment, because there are certain training that you will be required to do as a military law practitioner before you can be in a position where you can be successfully utilized. One, you must do your basic military training. You will have to do your officer formative, depending on the service that you'll be joining. And then we will be required to do advanced military law training at the School of Military Justice. And you will be then also required to do military law joint battle handling course, which you normally do in Oudtshoorn. And then you'll be required to do specialized courses, which is important. And then, now this is also highly, highly, highly important, the military proficiency courses that we go into to do. And we really require people to come and serve the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, and the South African Military Health Services. So for military lawyers, as much as we spend our time in the courtroom, we also spend a lot of our time in the bush, in the mountains, and we really, really are wherever our forces are. So you must be willing to sacrifice a lot, put a lot of hard work, many days away from home, away from your family, and these are the sacrifices that we do, particularly for our country. I just wanted to confirm whether I've answered a lot of your questions. I've already answered Thabo Mongale's question regarding age. That is 22 and 26. And you must be in possession of your LLB degree. Now, what are the requirements? I've already indicated the entry requirements. You must have an LLB degree, no criminal record. I've indicated that you must not be area bound, your medical and physical fitness. All of those I have already mentioned. And then one of the questions that was raised is by Makateko Shibambu. Yeah, she says, but where do they advertise? Often in all leading newspapers in the country, they advertise. Check our Defense Force recruitment page. They advertise there. Local radio stations, they advertise. But every year, between January and May, keep a lookout. And at whatever level that I can, I'll also share as soon as I have information. How do you apply? It depends. One, you apply with an MSDS program to join every year. And you can also, when they are post advertised All our posts will be advertised under the what we call the DPSA, Department of Public Administration. They are all there in the circulars, so we advertise there as well. And I'm not sure as to what is the state at the moment, whether they are posts or not, but the idea is to give information. Do we have a database within Legal Services Division where people can apply and put their CV? This is one of the questions that came to my knowledge. Such does not exist at the moment, but I think it's a brilliant suggestion that one can really keep in mind. How do I join as a civilian was one question that was asked. I've already indicated you join through the MSDS program. Unless posts are externally advertised, then you can also join that way when posts are advertised. There is other challenges seemingly that some people were going through, where they've been trying to call and they were not succeeding, trying to call HR and they're not succeeding. Please don't give up. I'm not sure why the phone was not being answered, but I'm sure you can continue to call. There are pamphlets that went out at armed forces. There are pamphlets that are always going out at various career fairs. You are allowed to call the numbers that are there, and you can also probably use the fax that is made available to get information. Now, somebody, I think it's Angela Makuva, made me laugh and says, but do you need connections to be able to access or to be a military law practitioner within the South African National Defence Force? One, I must reiterate that it's even said that you are asking the question. There is no such a thing. With us, you apply. If you have what it takes, we take you. And if you don't have what it takes, we don't waste time with you. So you just need you and your degree. And you need to meet our requirements. Only when you meet our requirements, then will you be taken. And then there are also what I like on some of the responses, people that seemingly know and have tried and they sharing their experiences to go say, no man, look at the Defense Force recruitment page, look at your newspapers, look at where. And that's what I like, when we take collective ownership of ourselves and share information for the benefit of everyone. Some people have been saying, we've been applying since 2016. I'm sorry, Chwaro Musa, I really don't know what's happening. Max X-Men Shabalala says, but I've been sent from pillar to post. But now you have the information and you know what is required. You know where you should go. You know where we advertise, and you know how to now join the South African National Defence Force, in particular Defence Legal Services Division. I shared this information particularly because this is our Defence Force, and the information that I just shared with you is in the public domain. It is open. It is been distributed. So I'm not trying to share with you what is not out there. Information about Legal Services Division and what we do is there in acts, in pieces of legislation. The various careers is there in pieces of legislation. You can look at for example, Military Discipline Supplementary Measures Act. It will really assist you a lot. But also, when you have time, read the Defense Act of 2002, 42 of 2002. Read it and empower yourself with regards to the military. And if there are questions that I haven't answered, please feel free to send me an inbox. Feel free to WhatsApp me. It's okay. And also just ensure that you join my Facebook page, which is Advocate Moekwa Speaks, because I cannot accept you guys anymore on my individual Facebook account because it's full. And also, you are allowed to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Advocate Moekwa Speaks channel, because there I share information not just about careers. We interview attorneys, advocates. We will get to a point where we interview the big people in the profession, judges, Probably one day, if somebody can get me to Minister Lamola, we'll interview him also. And these are all the nice things. We'll hopefully one day interview people at the LPC, Human Rights Commission. So if you have networks out there and you know people that can assist the student corner or the advocate to get access, so that we can share information with all South Africans that would not ordinarily get it. And that is my drive. So thank you so very much for listening. I know it's a long video, but it is very important that I took time and gave you all the necessary information that you need. And hopefully one day when I see you, you will say, as a result of your video, I am now a member of the South African National Defence Force, but more importantly, a member of Defence Legal Services Division. So thank you very much, guys, and see you next time.